Octane Pro here with another episode of the Smite Classroom. Today we're going to go over using the character builder. So there was a ton of demand for this, and this used to be actually kind of on websites that we would find this kind of character builder, and I think Hi-Rez finally saw it as a great idea to implement it into game. So we now have a character builder built into game, which is really cool for the meta in building these and kind of coming up with these secretive builds or finding out what works when. So let's go ahead and get into the character builder. So if you're a beginner player and you're kind of trying to figure out, hey, what's best for the god that I really like? What works good for him? What items can I test? Because it's always really difficult when you're in game to kind of experiment with items at the risk of possibly losing. So let's go ahead and look at the character builder and how you can actually take advantage of this out of game system. So in the upper right hand corner, the second tab from the right, we have guides. If you go ahead and click guides, you can see we have a character builder up for tier. As you can see, tier has some recommended items on the right hand side that you can see are available to him, and it goes ahead and shows his stats. So taking a look at the character builder, you can see it shows the god in the upper left hand corner. Then it shows the level that he's at that you'd like to start at him with, and then you can see the different stats. So as you can see here, these different items offer different things. So let's go ahead and push this to level 20, and we want to see how our god is going to be late game. So you can see with these items, it's going to put him at physical power at 298. Depending on how you want to build tier, if you want to build him more of a hybrid bruiser style, or if you want to build him more of a straight damage dealer, will depend on the items you select. And you might want to see, hey, what are the items going to do if I take tier from more of a bruiser style, which is what this is here, and make him more of an AD god. So let's go ahead and remove some of the tankier items that make him fall into a bruiser style. So we'll move this item here, and we're going to remove the golem, and I think we'll stick with this one right here. Okay, so let's say we're going to go ahead and remove Frostbound Hammer. Okay, so we have our items here. Let's go ahead and put in some additional items. So he's starting out with Warrior Tabby, moves into Focus Blade, and then Deathbringer. Well, what other items can we move into these slots to fill it? So let's go ahead and do that. So what you can do is you can go ahead and get rid of a item by clicking the X, or you can add an item. So we were at 298 before when he was a bruiser style. Let's see what items we can add to him, which would allow him to maximize his physical power by end game. So jumping in here, we're going to go right into physical power items and see what items could be used in these slots. We do have the Executioner, which is a great item. So let's go ahead and look at that. So already we're at 274 and we still have 2 slots to go. So now we'll go ahead and move on to his next item here. We want to keep Deathbringer, and let's move on to another item. So, he is kind of pushing it here. We want to see, okay, well, we could possibly go with Titan's Bane. Titan's Bane on there. Now we're on 284. And now let's go ahead and add another item into here. Okay, physical power. So we have all different items that we can add. It all comes down to your personal choice. So there we went ahead and added more physical items. Some of these additional items are going to give some penetration that I added. Some will add some crit, some speed as well. But as you can see, we went ahead and built a build a little bit different to see what he's like, putting him at 294. So this is actually an option a really cool option that allows you to go ahead and spec out your gods and your layouts before you go ahead and move forward. Furthermore, this allows you to save your profile. So you know how you have those recommended items on the left-hand side, and some newer players will go ahead and select the items they like. This allows you to go in and actually save the profile. So we could take this build, hit save profile, and it will now save to him. So when we get into game, we don't have to worry about what build we did or anything like that. It automatically saves into the game. You will see a lot of pro players using this character builder to try to critique their builds. Now granted, keep in mind, a lot of pro players will build their builds depending on very situational aspects of who they're laning with, who they're trying to counter, who their opponents are. But this is a really cool tool to see, as a lot of people will come into this trying to critique the meta and find some cool little secrets with different items on different gods. So guys, thank you for joining me for another episode of the Smite Update. I'll check you next time.